Joshua the rescue. Wake up, Joshua. Wake up.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm so sorry. Look! 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 Look. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. Okay? 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 Why did you do that?
Well, gosh, I didn't know you were going to freak out like that.
Yeah, next time someone's screaming in your face, let's see how you... Wait. What day is it?
I think it's October the something.
It's almost Halloween. Wait, I gotta find a game to review. Oh my gosh, I haven't even thought. Oh my god, how long have I been asleep? Oh my gosh, I gotta find a game to review. Gotta find a game.
Wait, Josh.
Yeah?
Yeah, never mind. He'll figure it out on his own.
Okay, how about Castlevania?
That's been reviewed.
Ghosts and Goblins.
That too.
Resident Evil.
Yep.
Silent Hill. Dead Space. Bioshock. Yoshi's Story.
Yes. Wait. What?
What am I gonna review? There's nothing left. Why didn't you tell me this?
Sorry, Josh, but every horror game already been reviewed.
Nothing else I could do. Wait.
Well, I guess that puts an end to this Halloween special. Oh well.
Wait. I've got an idea. If there isn't a horror-themed game that hasn't not been reviewed, then I'll review a horror video game that nobody has played.
Okay, creepy lightning effect, laughing like a maniac, and a weird hair thing. This is where I draw these lines. I'm going to leave now before something comes out and eats me.
Oh, please, gods of the Muppet world, grant me a game so that I can finish my Halloween special. Now to say the secret words. Phenomena. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to review the Muppets on JG Reviews tonight.
Is it safe for me to come back now?
Yeah, you can come back. It's all over now. Anyway, yes, for this Halloween special, we're playing a game with the Muppets.
You know, in all honesty, I never really liked the Muppets.
You're a traitor to your own race.
Wait, what?
As I was saying, we're playing a game with the Muppets in it. Now, I know I probably shouldn't do this, but for those of you who don't know, let me give a brief explanation about the Muppets.
The Muppets were started in the mid-50s by a man named Jim Henson. Mr. Henson took the idea of puppetry on TV and decided to revolutionize it. And with the help of a couple other amazing puppeteers, the Muppets went on to star in a couple TV shows, some movies, and a few video games, one of which we're looking at today, called Muppet Monster Adventure for the PlayStation 1. Muppet Monster Adventure was released in 2001. The plot goes like this. Robin the Frog is delighted that he and the Muppets are finally going on a vacation. His hopes are soon dashed, however, when he learns that their destination is a run-down old castle in the middle of nowhere. They're going there to accompany Dr. Bunsen Honeydew on his journey to hear the reading of his late uncle's will. After becoming frightened of his surroundings and the door of the castle being opened by a mysterious figure, Robin passes out. Robin is then awakened by Pepe, Beaker, and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew in some sort of underground laboratory. Honeydew explains that the laboratory belonged to his deceased uncle, and that after Robin fainted, the group of Muppets was ambushed, and many of them transformed into monsters by the castle's evil energy. In addition, the castle's energy has begun to permeate the nearby village, causing it to become twisted and evil. Robin asks what can be done, and Honeydew presents him with a special power glove that takes evil from monsters and stores it in a backpack, informing him that the glove will only work with the amphibian anatomy. He sends Robin on his way to collect evil energy from the village and try to save the Muppets from being monsters forever. Okay, so we've reached the main hub, also known as the level select. In this game, there are 6 worlds with 18 levels. 6 of those 18 are boss fights, and the boss fights are pretty awesome. Now, this is a Muppet game, so every level name and world name is some sort of pun. Some examples of these would be, Croaklahoma. If you think that pun was ridiculous, just wait, it gets better. Back onto the topic of levels. So as I was saying, there are 6 boss fights. These 6 boss fights are one of the Muppets transformed. Speaking of which, the names of the Muppets that are transformed are punderful. The Great Gonzo is now Nosferatu. Fozzie Bear is now the Waka Waka Werebear. Kermit the Frog is the Cur Monster. Miss Piggy is the Ghoul Friend. And Clifford, wait, who's Clifford? Oh, yeah, let me explain. Clifford originally appeared in the late 80s on the Jim Henson Hour, but got a starring role as the host of Muppets Tonight, the sequel to The Muppet Show. He didn't get any further after that, and he only appeared in a couple things like Muppets from Space. Nowadays, he's not seen as often, but back in the early 90s and early 2000s, he was a pretty big character. Getting back on track, Clifford appears in this game having been transformed into Mucky the Muck Monster, a parody of the creature from the Black Lagoon. I know I said there was a 6th boss, but that's the final boss, and I'm going to keep that a secret so that all of you can play it and find out, because it's a pretty cool parody. So let's talk about the gameplay itself. It's sort of a combination of Spyro the Dragon, Super Mario 64, and Mega Man. I know that's a pretty weird combination, but it'll make sense. It's Spyro the Dragon because you have two powers to use: a spinning, which is sort of like Crash Bandicoot, and of course your power glove, which is sort of like Spyro's fire. Super Mario 64 because of the large worlds that you can just jump around, and there's many things to collect in each level, sort of like the stars. In this case, it's Muppet tokens. And Mega Man because of the different powers you can use to traverse the land. Speaking of the powers, let me explain them. See, all of the Muppets have been turned into monsters, obviously. Well, they have these things called the monster amulets. They're sort of like the Muppet tokens, but you find them within the first 2 levels. Basically, you collect all the pieces of it, and you get to harness the power of that monster, whether it be climbing, pushing and pulling, flying, breaking things, or swimming underwater. All these powers can be used at different times, except for the boss battles. That's when it's just you against the monster. And let's talk about those boss battles. Now, these boss battles are so diverse and just so epic. One battle, you might be dodging dynamite from Mucky the Muck Monster. The next, you might be sliding down ice against the Ghoul Friend. And the next one, you might be running away, trying not to get squashed by the Cur Monster. Now, each boss has 3 hearts, and each time you knock out a heart, the difficulty gets harder, as it should. Now, how do you harm these bosses? Well, for each boss it's different. Some you might have to like activate little traps. For the sliding one you just have to get to the end, but the best one, it's a Muppet game. You shoot chickens at them. Yes, you attach a chicken to your power glove and shoot chickens. The most powerful weapon in the world of the Muppets is chickens. Now, the music in this game, like the boss battles, is very diverse. But one thing is that it is repeated in some levels, but it's never a problem because it fits, and it's always enjoyable to listen to. Now, the music in this game hints at little things like the Muppet Show theme, you'll hear it occasionally, and even other songs in the game. So it's really interesting just to listen to them. One notable song is from the gallery section of the game, which is an original song written specifically for this game called I Will Survive. It's sung by Robin as he details his adventure, and even though that he is small, he is strong enough to prevail and save his friends and the village. It's a very powerful song, and it's somewhat like a Broadway musical song, where it starts off slow, but by the end it's loud and it's fast and it's booming and it gets you excited to play the game. It's also used on the final boss battle as an instrumental, which I think is a great touch. Let's talk briefly about the presentation. In my opinion, I think the graphics look great for the time, especially with the cutscenes. The Muppets are detailed and look exactly how they're supposed to look. Speaking of the Muppets, every Muppet is voiced by their performer at that time, like Steve Whitmire, Frank Oz, Bill Barretta, Kevin Clash, Dave Goelz, but the star of our game, of course, is Jerry Nelson as Robin the Frog, our hero for this adventure. Now let's talk about the difficulty. Well, like any good game, the further you get, the harder it gets. And the difficulty can go from being fairly simple to being very challenging. Some of the timing with the flying or the jumping can be very, very precise, but that doesn't keep it from being a great game. It just adds more challenge, which makes it more fun for older audiences to see how good they are, especially people like me who played it as a child, seeing and wondering, how did I do this when I was little and I can't do this now? Now, the big thing about this game is the replayability. As I mentioned before, there's a gallery section. Well, let me explain what it is. When you defeat an enemy in the game, they die. Or they're defeated, whatever you'd call it. Well, if you go back and replay the level and defeat the same enemy, you get a Muppet coin. Now, the more Muppet coins you get, the more sections you unlock in the gallery. Now, in the gallery, you find concept art, sound clips, video clips, even some video clips that are helpful, like give you hints on how to find certain Muppet tokens or get to other secret areas, which is very useful. Also, if you beat the game on 100%, that means getting all the collectibles. You unlock an alternate ending. It's not much, but it's nice that they reward you for the time you spent. So what do I think of this game overall? Well, the gameplay is so much fun. It's a like I said, it's a combination of all those games, but it's the best of those games. Using the powers, going through the huge world, collecting all the stuff. The challenges, I didn't mention the challenges, but it's stuff like races and collect this many things, puzzles and stuff like that. Those are a lot of fun, and the boss battles, like I said, they're ones you'll want to come back to, you'll remember them. The music really complements the game, the voice acting is funny, the Muppets are constantly making pop culture references. Robin, when you wait too long, starts humming the Muppet Show theme. It's like if there was never a Muppet Halloween special. This is the Muppet Halloween special we never got. That's exactly what this game is. It is fan service to the maximum, and for any Muppet fan, this is the perfect game. And my score for the game is Come on, Josh. What's its score? I can't give it a score.
You can't give it
No.
a score?
I can't give it a score.
Why not?
If you can't already tell, I'm a huge fan of the Muppets. And I have been my whole life. And so to give this game a rating, it would be unfair to the game. More importantly, it'd be unfair to you. Also, this was one of the first video games I ever played. Ever. I played it when I was still in kindergarten, actually. So I was about 4 or 5 years old. I have a lot of memories with this game, so it's hard to judge it, I guess. And it's my favorite video game. Yes, it is. It is. And it is because of all those reasons I mentioned. It's a fun game. It's like the Muppet Halloween special that was never made. And so much dedication was put into it that I cannot give this game a rating. And so I hope you can accept that. But I will tell you what I think of the game. I think it's a lot of fun. I think any fan of the Muppets, any fan of platformers, any fan of classic horror films, classic Hollywood horror films like Frankenstein, because that's what it is, and it's really an interesting concept. When I was little, when I first heard Muppet Monster Adventure, I didn't know what it was going to be. I had no idea what it would be. But it's gone to become my favorite video game. So, it's very underrated. It's probably one of the most underrated video games of all time, in my opinion. So, I suggest everyone plays it. It might cost you a bit to get it now. Not just because it's old, but because it was so unknown when it came out. I got it when it was new. But I highly recommend it. Now, we've come to the end of this Halloween special. It was a lot of fun, I think. I had a lot of fun going through and playing this game again. And I hope I have inspired you, the viewers, to try out this game, because it really is. It's worth your time. I know it's a Muppet game, but anyone can play it. Anyone, from a 5-year-old kid to a 17-year-old, or even, I don't know. It's a game for all ages. If you can play video games, you can play this game. If you can play platformers. I know I'm going on a bit of a rant, and I'm going to stop. All I want to say now is have a safe and fun Halloween. I'll see you next time on JG Reviews. And thank you for watching.
I will survive and downright thrive. If I am brave and strong, I just might stay alive. I will survive, won't take a dive. I'd be there now if I was old enough to drive. If danger's near, clear I will steer. For it's been said ghouls can smell fear.
We're on our rounds, cruising the grounds. A ghoul has chores, you know he can't just sit around. Deep in the wood, up to no good. We won't be far, although we know we should.
Get away! No, you don't! stay alive.